Sajia, please administer the vote to our visitors. Excuse me, please. Could you please have a seat so we can start with our audience? The hearing is open to you. We want you to please remain quiet, please, and no clapping, no cheering, so that you can just listen and maybe gather some information. So we appreciate that you please give us the opportunity to do our job. Thank you so much. Sajia, and proceed.
Do you ever swear? The testimony I'm about to give, and to my recollections, is the truth, and nothing but the truth. Swear be God.
And that one, man.
Have a seat. Okay, colleagues, the last thing we decided to, it was agreed by plenary that we call the joint security based on the communication filed by some of our colleagues, and it is now time that we work along with them to gather the right information. Let us not forget we consider ourselves the House of Elders. So let's work in the interest of our people. We will now have the Secretary of the Senate to read the communication proffered by our colleagues and also the communication sent to them by the Secretary of the Senate. Secretary of the Senate, proceed.
First communication from Senator Yomli Kaga Lawrence of Grand Bassa County. August 15, 2019. President Pro Tempore, Liberian Senate. Capitol Building, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. Mr. President Pro Tempore, our distinguished colleagues in the Liberian Senate, I wish to bring to your attention the gravity of recent incidents of pre- and post-election by-elections for Wasserado County and Electoral District 15. My distinguished colleagues, given our past history of chaos and conflict, it is an alarming situation to have our electoral system to be repeatedly marked by violence. Therefore, I wish to request that the Senate plenary intervene in this matter. Thanks for your usual cooperation. Sincerely yours, Yomli Kanga Lawrence, Senator, Grand Bassa County. Followed by a communication of August 19, 2019. Senator Albert T. Chie, President Pro Tempore of the Liberian Senate. Capitol Building, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. Mr. President Pro Tempore, our distinguished colleagues of the Liberian Senate, we, the undersigned senators, wish to refer to the communication sent to you by Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence of Grand Bassa County, dated August 15, 2019, which speaks to the pre- and post-electoral violence that characterized the combined senatorial and representative by-elections in Montserrat County. We hereby support and endorse the request that the Minister of Justice and the Inspector General of Police, along with other stakeholders, be summoned to appear before not only the named Senate Committee, but the Senate plenary as a whole. Considering the emergent nature of the extreme violence perpetrated on Saturday, August 17, 2019, in Logan Town District number 15, we are requesting a special section of the Senate on Wednesday, August 21, 2019, at which the summoned officials must appear for hearing into these electoral incidents of violence, especially that of Saturday, August 17, 2019. Thanks for your usual cooperation and prompt action. Sincerely yours, Senator A.B. Darius Dillon, Montserrat County, and Senator Commander B. Hussein of River G County. Those are the two letters, and followed by our letter based on your directive, August 21st, 2019. The same content to all invitees. Dear, I present my compliments and by directive of the Liberian Senate in section, invite you to appear before plenary of the Liberian Senate on Thursday, August 22, 2019 at 12 noon in the Annex Senate Chamber. The purpose for the invitation is to address issues of pre- and post-electoral violence in District number 15, Montserrat County, as brought before this august body by some members of the Senate. It is important to note that your failure to appear will constitute a gross affront to this honorable body, which is punishable by a reasonable sanction to be decided by the Senate. Please accept the renewed assurances of my highest consideration and esteem. Kind regards. Sincerely, J. Nambola F. Senior, Secretary of the Senate. Mr. President. presiding officer.
Thank you. You have heard the communication, and we will now ask one of our colleagues that wrote the communication, the Senator for Brown Bassa County, to now present the case. What's your order, Senator Tengler?
My order is that we need to know the witnesses, to know who is here and who is not here, before we can proceed to the write out the communication. That's my order.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Senator Teji?
Yeah. President, before we go to the roll call of the invitees, I have a concern after reviewing the list of people we have invited here. If you listen to the complaint from my distinguished colleagues, they spoke about pre and post electoral violence. The people in charge of security regarding election disputes, rushing forward, being there to protect people, is the police. Now to bring our military, which is the to bring the immigration, to bring the drug, thank you. Yeah, to bring the defense ministry, bring the keeper staff, bring the immigration.
Senator Honorable, please remember Tuesday we gave everybody the opportunity to speak. So give the chance. Let's protect everybody to speak. Order denied. Proceed.
So, President, my concern is before the invited guests introduce themselves, I want to move to expunge from this group those in my mind that don't have anything to do with electoral protection. The immigration is there to protect borders. The AFL is there to protect our borders and the national security. Then you have the drugs enforcement agencies. Why did we bring them here for? We could dilute the major issue by bringing people who shouldn't be here. That's my point.
Presiding distinguished colleagues, as far as my knowledge, the Constitution and the rules are concerned, the plenary is the higher decision-making body of the legislature. The fact that a motion was made and granted, passed upon, to invite members of the Joint Security to cite the Joint Security, and they are here, I see no reason for going into further discussion to exclude some very good personality. They are all responsible for the security of the state, whether you are in the police or you are in the drug service. The plenary has made a decision, and no one can cancel the decision now. That's my order.
Considering that plenary is the higher decision-making body, information sustained. Proceed.
No, they say they don't know what.
Please introduce yourself and the entity you're from.
Honorable Presiding and Honorable Members of the House of Senate, I am Robert Booty. I am the Commissioner General of the Liberian Migration Service.
Honorable Presiding and esteemed Senators, my name is Edward Sharp, Deputy Director for National Security Agency Research and Analysis.
Honorable Presiding and distinguished Senator, I'm Marcus D. Deputy Director General for Administration of Laboratories Enforcement Agency.
The presiding member of this House, Major General Prince Charles Johnson III, Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of Liberia.
Mr. Presiding, distinguished members of the Senate, and Major General Daniel D. Zianka Jr., retired Minister of National Defense.
Honorable Presiding, Honorable Senators, I'm Inspector General Patrick T. Sweden.
Honorable Presiding, member of this August Committee, and Council of United Tuan, Deputy Minister of Justice for Codification and Acting Minister.
Mr. Presiding, Honorable Body, I'm Acting Director of National Security Agency, Gerald Smith.
Okay, with the introduction made, we now ask Senator Yomne Kanga, Grand Pastor Kante to proceed.
Mr. Presiding, distinguished colleagues, before my presentation, I have an observation. Looking at the magnitude of this hearing, I'm very concerned, and I know that other senators are, knowing that the Minister of Justice is not here and that other entities are being represented by deputies. We want to find out from the Secretary of the Senate if he has any communication from those ministries and informing us on why they cannot be here.
Secretary of Senate?
Yeah, Presiding.
You have any reason why the Minister of Justice is not here?
Mr. Presiding, we wrote the Minister of Justice, and here in our presence, we see the acting minister. So I think he can explain this.
Mr. Acting Minister?
Mr. Presiding, this morning to be exact, a letter was sent to Governor Abolo's office informing him that the chief had traveled on official matters for the benefit of the country. He requested this August body to have the matter placed in abeyance on his arrival. So as a matter of fact, I was down around the barracks when Honorable Rawal called me and said, you got to come. I said, well, I wrote a letter. But some people who are there come. That's why I'm here. But the letter was written, it was signed for, approved from his office. Thank you.
Colleagues, what is your will on that? Yes, Senator Dillon?
Thank you. We have institutions of government, and we have their heads. We confirm deputies, and in keeping with the functions, those deputies can act in the absence of the head. Since this matter is of grave national concern, those post agencies, heads that are not here but represented by their appropriate deputies, I think we can proceed with the hearing. Thank you.
Okay, colleagues, I think we can proceed with that. So that information is sustained.
Mr. Presiding, distinguished colleagues, and heads of security institutions. Last week, 3 senators wrote a letter of concern to plenary for the following reasons. Few months ago in District 13 by-elections, candidate Cornelia Craft from the Unity Party, on the day that she launched her campaign, I was present representing the collaborating parties as the political leader from the Unity Party. Senator Darius Dillon was present, and we were there to work along with Cornelia Craft. Upon our arrival, we were attacked by City Mayor Jefferson Kuchi. There were cutlasses. People were wounded. Immediately, I made contacts. And I also wrote a letter on the Senate floor and the Committee on Defense was instructed to carry on our investigation. Also, up to today's date, there has been no report from the police or any entity or the joint security that we are aware of. Again, after the elections of Senator Darius Dillon, when the results were being announced, between the Liberty Party headquarters and the CDC headquarters, there was a riot that was pointed by the seditionists, where the Deputy Director of Police was beaten, and up to today, we still don't know the status of that situation. A few days ago, there was another incident in District 15 where candidate Tilia Ure was under siege in the office of the late Honorable Ada Florence that was being used by candidate Kevin Patton. Immediately, I was contacted again with other partisans and supporters. I stayed on the telephone, tried to provide encouragement and to make sure that they were taken to safety. I was told that the police was on site, and I asked the person I sent to help rescue Tilia and her team to talk to the police, the head of the police team that was on site. In fact, when we asked the police to use his vehicle to get Tilia out of the building, he said no, he could not do so because he was not allowed to do that. We had to get a civilian to go in there in another vehicle to rescue Tilia, and that vehicle was attacked also when they were being rescued. It has been a very serious concern. And also yesterday, we saw mothers, women who went out to protest against violence against women. Today, you look in the Liberian Senate, I am the only female here in the Lions Den. I always say that. And I don't mean it in a negative way. I know there are strong men here, and debating with these men to make decisions in the interest of women is a serious challenge. When you're talking about globally, there's a campaign of women involvement in politics. And if you look at the 3 incidents, 2 of them involved women who were fighting to come to legislature and were marginalized because of crisis and chaos, which is also a very big concern to me as a female here. We have called this hearing. We have also done some investigations on our team because we continue to wait for reports from our security or joint security team, and it's getting very frustrating. There's fear all over the country. People don't feel protected anymore as people are stoning one another. I've also been advised as senator and a member of the collaborating party or leader of the collaborating party not to go to District 15 because I've been threatened as well. Because everything is out of order when it comes to campaign, especially in that. So that's why we got our communication. We got overwhelming support from all of the senators on this floor. And we agreed to call our security actors here today to tell us the status of those incidents. And to, as we live here, all of us, including our citizens, hope to feel safe to go out to campaign or to feel safe in their different communities because the fear is increasing and it's a serious, serious concern. Today, we brought some of the videos, if we are permitted. Some of our colleagues are live on social media. They don't see small incidents when it happen. The fact that we are not getting reports and hearing from security entities, we would like to show some of the videos. We also have pictures of suspects in those videos. If you already have not done your own investigation and we'll listen to you first, those can be distributed and from there. So I want to say thank you for coming to our cause, and I hope that we can make gains from these hearings. Thank you very much.
Senator, thank you. Any of you can answer to allegations raised in whatever she has explained. I think it go directly to the Liberian National Police. So, Mr. Director.
Order, sir.
What's your order, Senator Johnson?
Thank you very much. Mr. President, my fellow colleagues, our guests, I've been carefully listening to the senator from Grand Basso who has laid the premise for our argument or debate. In your statement mentioned to all of us that some of the situation are having, most of us are now on social media, and most of us do not have access to social media. And then we was a presentation. So I would suggest that before our honorable people take the stand to speak, we could display them for them to see. So other people, so others who we want to have or make some intervention will know exactly where to speak from.
Senator Tembe.
Thank you, President. Distinguished colleagues. I would not want to go ahead with my colleague. I think we haven't arrived to that point. I listened to Senator Lauren where she said, if necessary. So, in line with that, we need to start with any, what you call it, claim or whatever. So, our advisor goes quickly to the purpose of which we are here for. So, when necessary.
There
was no video clip mentioned in the communication.
With the information given by Senator Tembe, and considering that the communication that was written, there was no video evidence presented on the plenary, I hereby accept
Mr. President,
proceed, Senator Wilson.
Presiding, the chair is order.
Your colleague is on the floor.
I'm presiding on this was raised.
Proceed, Senator Wilson. This is a normal thing. You must have your colleague will raise issue. You have to start talking. Senator Wilson, proceed. Senator Wilson, proceed.
Why we gather here for? I'm
Mr. President, all I'm hearing again, then they are not even invite the people here. We start hearing like this, you have an issue,
Senator Wisa, Senator Wisa, you have the mic. Can you proceed or turn the mic over to another senator, please? You have the floor.
Mr. Presiding, I think I just want to deal with procedural question first. I think that there is a proposal to show a video. There was a statement made, and I think it was in error to suggest that only what was touched in the letters that we wrote will be discussed here today. That is not correct. What is correct is that we are concerned about the security situation in our country. So we brought the joint security in the process of getting them to tell us how we can feel secure, how our constituents can feel secure, how the people of Liberia can feel secure. We should provide any information, and anyhow that information can be provided. We are not doing it in the streets. We are doing it in the chambers of our parliament. And therefore, do not overstep your bounds as presiding officer.
Order to Senator Kuma.
Mr. Presiding, I'm calling my esteemed colleague to order by virtue of the language he just used a few minutes ago by stating that the presiding has overstepped his bound. He is the presiding. He presides over these proceedings.
He did not say that.
He presides over these proceedings, and as such, I think that language is reprehensible.
Senator Wisa, order 16. Proceed.
Presiding, I want us to be reminded by the wonderful sermon that was preached here. We have rules. There is nothing in the rules that stop a senator from calling a presiding officer to the rules and saying, do not overstep your bounds.
Senator Wisa, we want you to proceed to the matter. Please proceed to the matter. Order was sustained. Please proceed to the matter we're here for. Order was sustained.
So I'm just laying the ground.
No, please proceed to the matter.
I will call you to order again.
Why you call you order? I'll call you to order.
No, you can't.
I will call you to order. Mr. Presiding, let me say, as one of those who wrote the letter, I want us to remind ourselves once again that this year, in fact, a few days ago, I said this before, but in the presence of our security guards, those who have been given the duty to take care of our security and assist us take care of our security, that a few days ago we celebrated the 16th year of the signing of the Comprehensive Peace Agreement. In that peace agreement, there was immense references made to the reform of our security services. The reason the emphasis was made was because our people felt that something was fundamentally wrong with the security organizations that we had and the individuals that headed those, that they allowed themselves to become representative of a regime rather than representatives of the people following the law consistent with our constitution and laws.
Order from Senator Chin.
Regarding the distinguished senator with the conclusions, we are not there yet. Let him speak to the facts.
Presiding information.
What's the information?
I think we're getting all of it. This is a hearing, and I think every senator should be given the opportunity to just go ahead and do their presentation. There should be no restrictions, and I don't think people should be called to order for what they say. Yeah, we're here for hearing.
What's the information?
Presiding and colleagues, I think we presiding and colleagues, in my mind, we are slipping the procedure. We haven't opened the debate. Our witnesses haven't presented to us any response to the communication we wrote them. They are here on the basis of what we wrote them. They were cited to respond to the violence, pre and post electoral violence. We should not historicize it. When we start going into debate on the floor here, when you give your history, I give my. If 30 senators should speak that way, we will not proceed with the hearing. We haven't started here. They just been sworn in, and the communication being read to them. They haven't responded to it. Why are we debating? So my order is we revert to the process. Let the joint security team respond to the communication, out of which there will be question and answer. Issues arising out of that can be debated. Thank you.
Colleagues, with the orders raised by Senator Yala, the communication has been read. Every senator was given the opportunity the last time to express himself. Now members of the joint security are here. I think it's about time that we listen to them. So therefore, order sustained. Senator Wisa, please have your seat. Let listen. Send the communication have been written. Let hear from them, and then we'll proceed. You can have questions. You can come in with a question later. Director, police, proceed.
If that's something that you want to read, you can do it.
You want to use it for that?
Yeah.
Use it.
Honorable presiding, honorable senators, before I speak, as it relates to the communication written the Liberian National Police, I will plead to your honorable presiding.
Excuse me, please, senators, you have to listen to the director to take notes to ask a question, please. Thank you.
I would like for the acting justice minister to take the podium. It's just my appeal. Then, of course, I will proceed after he has given his authorization.
Mr. Justice Minister.
Good afternoon, everybody. Presiding honorable member of this August parliament. It is often said, even easy to recognize the good deeds are hard to accomplish. It's against this backdrop that we are here before your August body. Let me tell you, or let me crave your indulgence to say, it's unfortunate that we had this incident, but primarily it's a shared responsibility of everybody. Why do I say so? I start off with NEC, or I start off with the police. Prior to the holding of this by-election, the parties were invited by the police to work out the modality that will lead to a handling or effecting a peaceful and transparent election. The parties elected to send people of lower status or statuses. As a consequence of those who were present, they could not take a definitive decision. The police are intended, one, to provide security for all of the parties. What did they say? Sorry, when we need security, we will get to you. So that's the problem with the parties themselves. Then, everybody knows here that the security is the first line of defense. Okay? If it comes to fighting war, it will also be the first line of elimination. So we take our job very serious. The Honorable NEC should have incorporated the security at every stage of the process. We never made party to it. Interestingly, it is befitting to know that on yesterday morning, when the Board of Commissioners were about to give their ruling or the decision, they just called the police. Short notice. In the face of that short notice, the police were there. So, then I come to ourselves. Gentlemen, you all are honorable people in here, and that whatever you say as an honorable man in your area, you have people that will hear and take due cognizance of what you say.
Order, presiding order. We didn't call the witness, presiding.
What's your order, Senator?
My order to the gentleman from Ministry of Thank you. My order to this gentleman of Ministry of Justice. The Senate didn't call you here to lecture us on our duty. We know our duty. You be very mindful here that you are in front of the Senate of the Republic of Nigeria. We did not call you to lecture us on what we're supposed to do and not do. That's my order. Let me just speak to the issue, not to lecture the Senate about their duties. Thank you.
Senator Koba?
That's my order.
Yeah. I don't want to say your order did not, but let's give them a chance to come out to proceed with that.
Use your gavel.
Senator Koba?
Yes, sir.
Your order is sustained. Proceed.
So, the parties involved did not exercise due diligence in the process. Had they taken instructions or followed the request of the police, we would not have been here today. Be that as it may, the police is conducting an investigation, and at the conclusion of that investigation, the report will be made public. However, we crave the indulgence of those who are involved to kindly make themselves available for investigation at the police. This has been one of our bottlenecks. The police director will continue from here. Thank you.
Senator, yeah.
The acting Minister of Justice. The acting Minister of Justice has made his submission. Is it proper that we will ask him some questions before the police director speaks?
The procedure is they will do the presentation and then we'll come up with questions.
I thought
Questions then will come.
the acting minister was speaking for and on behalf of the police.
He made a premise for the police director to come in.
Okay, because there are some questions from that premise.
Okay, I can take note.
Yeah, I want you to take note. I have questions from that premise.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Presiding, Honorable Member of the Senate, let me use this time to appreciate you all for the invitation extended to the Joint Security to provide updates on the prevailing security situation in the country, especially in dealing with violence, which has now become pervasive in our communities. Honorable Presiding Member of the Senate, we resumed the mantle of authority of the Joint Security on February 15, 2018, few days after the United Nations mission in Liberia UNMID ended its mission in Liberia on March 30, 2018, leaving a huge security gap that is yet to be filled in. Our excellencies to this position were greeted with huge challenges ranging from inadequate manpower, budgetary constraints, and inadequate logistical support, etc. Irrespective of these challenges, we are striving in our weak way to ensuring that our respective duties are performed in line with protecting life and property and safeguarding the state. Violence in various communities. Honorable Presiding Members of the Liberian Senate, the issue of violence has become very serious in our various communities. The recent incident of violence shows that many citizens are engaged in violence as a way of expressing their grievances. We wish to bring to your attention some of the notable violence which have led to huge losses for the government, citizens, and foreign investment. We wish to bring to your attention the violence that occurred in MMG, Gold Camp, Bomb County.
What's your order, Senator?
Mr. Presiding, distinguished colleagues, I think you as the presiding also spoke about specifics in our communication. We talk about the electoral violence. We talk about District 13, we talk about District 15, we talk about the CDC headquarters where the police was beaten. We want to ask our security actors to please stick to those incidents. Instead of going back to the gold mine. Yes, I think
Senator Lauren, we invited him to do a presentation on the national security of the country.
Right.
So therefore, order denied. Proceed.
Mr. Presiding, one more information. You said here as the presiding that we should stick to our communication. I want this to be on the record. That's why I didn't want to support the showing of this video. You cannot tell me that from my communication that spoke about these three incidents, we should go back to the gold mine. No, we have specifics. And I want for plenary to take note. We're not going to go around with all of the security issues in the country because we have to make progress.
Everyone sitting here are senators that represent counties. So some of those senators will also receive information what's happening in the country. So therefore, we'll give the director the chance to proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding. Thank you, members of the Senate. We also have a violence that occurred in Wiala, Magibi County. We had another violence in District 4, Voingle, Nima County, following the release of the founder resort in the Recon by NEC. We also have a violence in District 10, District 13, and District 15. Before I continue my reading, I would like to address the issue of District 10. The violence that occurred in District 10, was being investigated by the Surveillance Complaint Board headed by Honorable Tiawlo Gonglo. If you may recall, the Ministry of Justice wrote the Surveillance Complaint Board instructing them to carry on that investigation. Prior to the instruction, I was then told by members of the board to do a communication as to my knowledge of what has transpired in District 10. So if you see here, I have a letter dated April 2nd, 2019, addressed to Honorable Tiawlo Gonglo. Again, in District 10, there was an incident where police officers arrested people who were engaged in violence in District 10. Those officers were seen on video manhandling our citizen. The Liberian National Police, who is not a partisan policing, saw that video and conducted our investigation, and 3 police officers were dismissed from the employ of the Liberian National Police. I have a communication here with the special bulletin placed on all of our bulletin at our very headquarters, dismissing the 3 officers after a strong investigative report was sent in by our professional standard division. These are the documents. I can turn the document over to the Honorable Secretary of the Senate, if you would permit me, Honorable Presiding.
Just proceed, give them a promise.
So the issue about District 10 is we are looking up to the Surveillance Complaint Board headed by Honorable Tiawlo Gonglo to conclude his investigation. District number 13. District number 13 incident occurred November 17, 2018. After that incident occurred on a Saturday, Monday morning, November 10, 2018, I wrote a communication to Honorable Kokoya, to Madam Cornelius Kra Toba, and to John J. Weir, inviting them. Next communication was to send this violent entails electoral matters. We asked Honorable Kokoya to please send his investigative team to help the Liberian National Police during the conduct of the investigation. And Honorable Kokoya did reply, but up to the time the communication was written, we did not receive any reply from the 2 contestants that were involved. On January 24th, 2019, I again wrote a second letter, one to Honorable Kokoya, informing him of receipt of his communication and giving him another date that he could send his representative to assist the police in the investigation, because the first letter that was sent was not adhered to by the two parties. I wrote the same 24, I wrote Cornelius Kra, and I also wrote John Weir. Both of them did not appear. This was January 24, 2019. I did not rest. I went on 3 radio stations. I went on OK FM, I went on Joy FM, I went on Pram FM, appealing to the conscience of those who were victimized during that riot, and appealing to Madam Crow and John Weir to please come at these headquarters so as to authenticate what actually went wrong during the fracas of November 17, 2018. After a series of radio talk shows, Madam Kra wrote my office informing me that she came at the headquarters of the Liberian National Police, but she was not opportune to have met whosoever she went to. This is the communication. So I immediately forwarded this communication. If you can see, I made a notation on the communication and sent this communication to the director of CSD in person of Prince Moluba, so as to invite Ms. Crow to come and give her account of what has transpired thereafter. You will see a communication here written by the CSD Deputy Inspector General of CSD, informing me of the interaction with Madam Kra, and Madam Kra gave her account, and this is the account of Madam Kra. The account was given to us after 6 months of the incident. So, Honorable Presiding, Honorable Senate, how can we now shift blame to the Liberian National Police when we have exerted all effort to ensure that those who are victims or who claim to be victims to come for a fair investigation, and they are not cooperating with the police? We did not stop there. Based upon the statement received from Madam Kra, I then instructed the Deputy Inspector General for Crime Services to invite Honorable Jefferson Kroji. And as you can see, August 6, 2019, he wrote a communication to Honorable Jefferson Kroji. He wrote Honorable Kroji and later wrote me informing me of his action taken in the case. Honorable Kroji lawyer then responded to our communication. The lawyer responded on August 12, 2019. And his Anthony is Anthony Arthur T. Johnson. And he wrote us informing us that this matter was already in the competent court of jurisdiction, but that which was in the civil code. So, based upon receiving the communication from the counselor of Jefferson Kroji, I wrote him a communication informing him that that which is in the civil code is different from the allegation leveled against Honorable Kroji which have some criminal nature. So I wrote him another letter to instruct his client to come at this headquarters to ensure that the investigation goes on. So this letter was written on August 19, 2019. I'm awaiting his response as we are speaking. August 19, 2019. Yes. This particular case in District 13, is of concern to the Liberian National Police and the Joint Security. Reason here is, if we should stop violence, we should ensure that when this violence occurs, they are being investigated. But the two parties involved were not forthcoming after all of these communications were written. So this is where we are with District 13 case. On the case of District 15, before the inception of the campaign, we wrote a communication, excuse me. We wrote a communication to both of the parties involved, to all of the parties involved. I think Honorable Delon here can attest to it, that he received a copy of that communication. We wrote informing all of the parties to proceed at the headquarters of the Liberian National Police so as to discuss and strategize how to ensure that they have security protection and to ensure that the election goes on without violence. Indeed, some parties show up, but to our dismay, all of the candidates that were participating in the senatorial and representative election did not show up, or they sent representatives. After all of the interactions, we informed them that we are about to give them police officers so as to be with them when they are conducting their campaigns. All of the parties already informed the police that if the need arises for them to request for police officer, they will notify at a time specified. The communication was written to them June 12, 2019, and those who wrote were Honorable Mohammed Dukle, Honorable Paulina Wade, Honorable Abraham Dallon Deron, Honorable Kemi Weeks, Honorable Masakwe Kayon, Honorable Samuel Ida, Honorable Magdala Cooper, Bishop Slavo Frank, Morris Bayon, Honorable Amos Toba, Honorable Laminu Kamara, Honorable Abu Kamara, Honorable Erasmus Famule Sion, Honorable Taylor J. Ure. These were communications that were forwarded to the various parties to come at the Liberian National Police to be accorded security protection. But again, they did not take due note and did not accept the request from the Liberian National Police. When the first violence occurred in Lokintown, the Liberian National Police was caught off guard in that the Election Commission did not communicate with the Liberian National Police as to how these the closure of the various campaign will have gone. That Saturday, we were called and informed that there was violence in Lokitan. So immediately, we dispatched our officers and they went there and put the violence under control. So we contacted NICE and NICE told us that there was demarcation given both parties as to where to end the campaign. But that we are still investigating, and the report from this investigation will be made public, because after that violence, the day after was election day. Everybody was visiting. You couldn't have had anybody to come for investigation. After the election, there was a pre-victory march. The pre-victory march was held by the 4 collaborating parties at the headquarters of the Liberty Party. During that event, there was another outbreak of violence which led to the assault on 102. Some people got wounded, and there was this wrong information that was disseminated in the press and social media that somebody got shot by the Liberian National Police. I'd like to emphatically say here, Honorable Presiding, Honorable Senators, that nobody was shot on the day of that event. The individual that people alleged that were being shot was taken to the JFK medical facilities, and he was fully treated and discharged. There was no wound of bullet. There was no bullet wound. He had a sprained ankle and probably some other piercing a little on the ankle. We have the medical report and we have the X-ray, but I couldn't have brought this in this open plenary because that is a medical report. I think we can treat that report, it can be disclosed in our executive. After which time that incident occurred, we launched an investigation into the matter. We spoke with 102, and we also spoke to other individuals, and we have documents that have already given us 80% of the investigation. At the soonest possible time, these investigation results will be released. What we did was we wrote, according to 102 explanation,
in the submission by the Inspector General, hearings radio code.
Okay, I'm sorry.
105, 102, I don't know who's explorer.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. We are so used to using this code, so I'm sorry. Honorable Presiding,
please give the names.
Yeah, Honorable Presiding, Honorable House of Senate, I'm sorry for that. So we launched this investigation, and we wrote 2 of the persons that were linked to the allegation of the assault on 102. We have written. Brian Sako, I'm sorry, you know, in the Liberian National Police, almost everything we do is coded. So I'm so accustomed to calling them by code. I'm very sorry. So we wrote, you can see these are the letters we wrote for these honorable individuals to come forward for us to help us with our investigation. We wrote Honorable Akara Gray, and we wrote Honorable Morba Molu to come forward to assist us with the investigation. I said Honorable Akara Gray, representative for District Number 8, and Honorable Morba Molu, the chairman of CDC. So we have written this communication, and we expect that they will come over with members of the investigative team met with Honorable Morba Molu. He consented that he will come at the headquarters to give his side of the story, and we have tried to get in touch with Honorable Akara's Gray, but it proved filtered. But I'm sure we'll get to him because I met him yesterday, and he said if they need a ransom, he will come to the police station. He assured me that he will come over. We wrote Honorable Gray. We wrote Honorable Gray, and we explained to him, and he said he will come over to the Liberian National Police to explain his side of the story. So this is the communication I have for District Number 15. Excuse me. Again, the last incident that occurred, immediately after the incident subsided, Monday morning I did a communication to two of the expiring. I wrote them to come forward at the headquarters of the Liberian National Police so as to assist us in investigating these matters, and also to assist them in providing security for the both parties. These are the letters of rating August 21st, 2019. These are the letters that are written to two of the candidates. We waited for them up to yesterday. Only one of the parties showed up. The candidate from the four collaborating parties did not show up, so I placed a call to the chairman for her campaign team, and he assured me that he was going to get back to us. But up to yesterday, we did not receive any communication from him. So I did another communication inviting them to come over tomorrow for this investigation. And you can see the communication is dated August 21st, 2019. These are the two letters. But unfortunately for us, when the communication was taken at the headquarters of Manayure, the chairperson for the campaign said he was not in a position to receive the document, so the document was returned to the Liberian National Police, the second document. So, these violence that are occurring in our community, the police is doing everything within its power to ensure that these violence are being curtailed. Honorable Presiding Member of the Senate, the wave of violence have become so rampant in our communities. Therefore, there is a need for us all to speak against this creeping menace in our society. some major factors associated with violence in our community. Honorable Presiding Member of the Senate, we would like to use this medium to also bring to your attention some of the major causes of violence in our community. We look at the issue of drugs and alcohol abuse. Our youth are engaged in drugs and alcohol, so it gave rise to a lot of the violence we see in our various community. The inadequate civic awareness on the rule of law, radio talk show and social media. Radio talk show and social media play a pivotal role in the peace of every nation. So there's a need, we as Liberians, we should be cognizant of what we place on Facebook. We should be cognizant of what we say on radios, because everybody on the radio, everybody doing Facebook have followers. And sometimes when this information reach the followers, they do not have the time to authenticate this information, then it becomes poisonous in their mind and they revert to violence. The joint security action in mitigating violence in Liberia. Honorable Presiding Member of the Senate, the joint security have instituted measures aiming at curtailing violence in our various communities. These measures include, but not limited to, a robust community policing across the country, taking police to the school. We also organize a program at the SKD Sports Complex for the 70th district of Montserrat County, and the program was entitled Say No to Violence and Yes to Peace. We were carrying on this initiative so as to reduce the tension and violence in our various communities. But, Honorable Presiding Member of the Senate, the continuous implementation of these measures are challenged with the lack of funding. Maintaining peace and security is not just a responsibility of the joint security, but also the responsibility of the following: the media, members of civil society, the religious communities, traditional leaders, community leaders, elders, peace actors, and political leaders. I said elders, political leaders, Honorable Presiding, Honorable Senators, I'm not referring to you. Because I'm saying this because my boss was just told that he shouldn't lament on that direction because we here cannot teach the Senate how to do the work. But I will say that in a passionate way, we as Liberians, where is our hope for this country? We as Liberians, why are we not patriotic? What is happening to the fabric of this country? Honorable Presiding, Honorable Senators, I am very much taken aback to see our young people engaged in so many violence. The violence is creeping in every fabric of this country. What are we doing as leaders to stop this violence? The police and the joint security will do what they have to do by ensuring the enforcement. But if we reinforce every day and violence become on the street every day, how long will we enforce for? There is a need for civil society groups. There is a need.
Well, Mr. President, it's obvious that the director has fully made a deposition. So perhaps you should have to start asking some.
Okay, to conclude.
The Director?
To conclude.
Order sustained. Just go to conclusion.
Okay, to conclude. Honorable Presiding and members of the Senate, budgetary allotment for the joint security is inadequate to the point at which it serves as a major hindrance to the effectiveness of law enforcement in Liberia. It is our hope that this August ballot will see the need to increase budgetary allotment for the joint security if we want to see a more robust, effective, and proactive joint security. Honorable presiding members of the Senate, the maintenance of security is very expensive. There is a need to look at the budget of the joint security. The joint security is striving. If this house do not look at, in fact, I will not want to dwell upon what is in the budget for us and what was there, then that can be discussed in executive. But if you should hear what is in the budget for the joint security, I think it will move you to act now. If we don't act now, our police, our members of the joint security will not be effective in curtailing this violence around the nation. The police, the immigration, the military, we need to be supported by you all seated here today, honorable people. We depend the survivability of this nation and the effectiveness of the joint security is wholly and solely depend on it. This other body seated here today because the security is one of the entities that is being looked down upon in this particular house. There has never become a time that budget passed through here for anybody to stand up to talk for the security.
General to order, realizing his emotional outburst, we just wanted to kindly conclude so that we make progress.
It was on slip of tongue. With all of the help,
Mr. Director,
with all of the help, all of the effort of this August body, our budget still remain to the lowest. So I'm appealing to you to please help us to augment our budget. Thank you all.
If you notice that the police director answered all of the questions that was raised by the honorable plenary.
Mr. President, I'm very sure you are guided by the rules of the Liberian Senate. The presidingship is limited into intervening in the debate of the Senate. If there's vote taking and there's tie, that's when you come in to break the tie. You are intervening in the debate against the rules of the Liberian Senate. We want you to allow the minister. That's the reason why we are here. So that we will have the different minister to come to us. So let us, our brothers and sisters, the RG, when we are rested with him, then we can call another witness with us. Please do not. Thank you.
Mr. Presiding, I think this plenary previously agreed that we must listen to our witnesses. Following their testimony, we can ask questions. That was how it was decided by the plenary. I think we should proceed.
And that's how it has been. We have to hear from them. They don't post questions.
I was in a kid the staffing. I don't know what
I just want to call the distinguished gentleman to order. When the plenary took this decision, he was not here. It was the same order that we called Senator Tiaje took. So please don't bring us back. Thank you.
And when you reach in church, do
listen to the chorus.
You understand? We shouldn't say that here will laugh about it. We shouldn't say that here and
Senator, as a presiding order, please. Senator, Senators, what is your weight and pleasure? We have what is your way of pleasure? We have 2 o'clock. Information for progress. 2 o'clock we information for progress. And the funeral service. Information for progress. Information for progress. At the funeral service to bring the body. To the rectangle. Mr. President, information for progress. Information for progress. You recognize this as something, right?
The presiding is never doing this.
Presiding, distinguished colleagues, my good friend Senator Johnson.
That's the power of
not to go back to what has been expressed in the order raised by my colleague, reference to the decision of the plenary to invite all of the security actors. They are already here. And I think we took a decision to hear from them. The principal actors have spoken. From what I'm reading from the floor, some of the people want even to either devalidate the plenary decision by inviting the other actors. I think they don't want to speak. If that's what I'm hearing.
Proceed, Senator.
Where we are now.
So let's stop.
listen to the principal actor that has to do with the police and the Ministry of Justice. And the IG exhibited several documents of exchanges between he and the complainants and others that were perceived to be perpetrators and what have you. He expressed that people cooperated, some did not. Investigation is still ongoing, and the rest of it. While it's true that plenary invited them to this open plenary, but the way the Senate works to reach to the root of issues has to do with specialized committee that will receive the different evidences required, investigate in-depthly, and report to the plenary. While on my feet, I move that I obtain a second that all of the pieces of evidence presented by the Inspector General and the Minister of Justice, in conjunction with what we have as some senators as exhibits, should be presented to the Committee on Defense and Judiciary, that these teams appear before them and they do thorough investigation. They both committees report to the plenary for plenary action.
With the motion made by the second, are you not ready to vote? Against? Sign your arm. Yes, sir. Discharge your witness.
You run ridiculous. You are disgrace of the Senate. You are a complete disgrace. Mockery of the Senate. What can I present? You're going to sit here and make a mockery of the Senate? Come on, ridiculous. No, I just said you are a disgrace.
Somebody in hospital in pain now. The police and the security force said nothing to the country and they said they want to start them. They're waiting for
nothing. Big corporate. Presiding. Ridiculous. Are you embarrassed to say that like
No, but they go this way. I am one of Yala and Joseph don't understand. But as we speak, somebody or some people are in hospital in pain as a result of the election violence in Lobby and other places.
But even the one that took place at
and
night.
we will call these people here, those people in hospital in pain, maybe psychologically they started to get some relief that their leaders are taking action against this. For people to do this today, they will hear from us. They will hear from us. No, they will hear. They not. There's a guy called Justina from the Black incident. Right now that guy is like, you know how you get it done? How you get it done? Who did the community get it done? That's why I'm saying there are people children in hospital. I'm not part of the leadership. I think we contributed to you the cause for this people here when they say all finance will be there. They want us when you say that joint security should appear. All right, then let us go to the committee. Then the committee will investigate. Our plenary. We took the decision to come here. Even when someone talk, it doesn't want to not good. Look, I saw people chase Burkina Faso base people out. We do not tolerate it. I agree. Now they everybody trying to talk. I agree. Well, I'm concerned with several of you that this is where we are the way that they put the police to take that you say and let the community take that. He said let the community take charge, and that was it.
So that's a prayer from our end to Russian Power Television, wherever you are in Monrovia, outside of the country, the United States of America, just witnessed the appearance of this joint security in plenary today. As a matter of fact, you saw some of the things that happened here. This is the political theater, the House, the legislature, and so as tensions grew. Tell them where we came from. Specifically, there were issues that I highlighted here today.
Where we came from?
Issue related to District 15. And as a matter of fact, the appearance, the intent of the appearance didn't materialize, and we hope things will get better. Reported Power Television in Monrovia. Dosman and Spinning. Thanks ever so much for watching.